Sheldon 2011. 14 of the European Space Agency's ESA 18 member nations have agreed to raise their contributions. The agency has been given an overall 7% budget increase to 2.975 billion euros, 4 billion American dollars. The additional money to provide a financial cushion. This shows that ESA has the funding necessary to make space debris remove our reality, and other nations are contributing. So this shows that there is also global cooperation if you do ESA. And also, they said they want to permute it. They said they want to permute ESA and NASA, but then they don't have evidence to permute it. But I have evidence that says Europe and US can't work together, as Byron has already stated, according to Wall 2006. So this shows that the permutations have failed. Also, privatization solves space leadership. According to Nelson 2011, former Republican Rep. Walker, if we want to win the future, we cannot abandon our commitment to space exploration or human spaceflight. The fastest path to space is not through Moscow, but through the American entrepreneur. This shows that by opening space up to American enterprises, the United States will regain its rightful place as a world leadership in space. This shows that the privatization must commit to space programs, otherwise their economy will go down. And also, why ESA is better than NASA and why ESA can help? Because ESA budget increases budget 7%, according to Sheldon 2011. As I already said the evidence before, why ESA is better. And also, I have evidence that they cannot curb private sector and NASA. Private sector cannot meet expectations, need perception of NASA involvement. According to Dynamite 2011, the private sector simply is not up for the job. For one, NASA will have to establish a system to certify commercial orbital vehicles as safe as human transfer, and with government bureaucracy, that will take years. Never mind the challenges of obtaining insurance. Entrepreneurial companies have consistently overpromised and undelivered. So this shows that private sector cannot meet expectations if they work with NASA. So this shows that if they try to permute our international private sector with NASA, they cannot permute. And also, why ESA is better than NASA? NASA budget has decreased. According to Space News Examiner, December 2011, NASA has announced that its budget for 2012. And in total, NASA has got an operating budget of $17.8 billion below last year's budget. This shows that the budget for missions to space isn't enough for NASA, and that's why ESA is better to do it, because they have to remove space debris now because the space debris is increasing according to their inherency. So we have turned their inherency. Also, when I cross-examined them and asked for a specific technique and method, they didn't really specify a lot, because they said there was various technologies and methods, but that doesn't really specify how their plan is going to work. Because they need technique to monitor debris technique to monitor debris already exists. According to Yahoo News Singapore 2011, a team of researchers have developed a method to track the movement of geostationary objects using the position of the stars, which can help to monitor space debris. Objects or satellites in geostationary orbit can always be found above the same point of the equator, meaning that they appear immobile when observed by Earth. By night, the stars appear to move around them, a feature that scientists have taken advantage for decades in order to work with the orbit of these objects using images captured by the telescope, as long as these images contain stars to act as a reference point. Against this backdrop, we developed optical techniques to precisely observe and position geosatellites using small and cheap satellite telescopes, which could be used in places that are not particularly dark, such as cities. At low orbits, these remains can be tracked by radar, but above these levels, the optical technique is more suitable. This shows that we already have technique to monitor space debris, and all it needs is funding. And also, political disadvantage. The affirmative plan causes Obama to lose the election, according to around February 2012. As my partner will say that evidence later. For the following reasons, please vote for Negative.